America's first highways were our rivers. When primitive roads were cut through the dense forests, they often became literal bogs of deep mud, and they were useless in the snow. It was far more efficient to use the rivers to move people and goods. But sail and oar-powered boats were slow and unreliable. Steamboats changed the game. If you were a farmer or fisherman with fresh goods to ship to the big city, it no longer took days. A steamboat gave you same-day delivery. For a town to survive in the New World, it now needed a steamboat landing. When architect Samuel Sloan designed the new town of Riverton, New Jersey in 1851, he naturally made the landing right at the foot of Main Street, the town's front door, convenient to the grand riverbank homes Sloan designed for Riverton's founding families. Steamboats provided reliable service and an easy commute to Philadelphia of an hour or less. Businessmen rode the boats every day, not much slower than today's rush hour trip on I-95, but smoother, cleaner, and far less stressful. In 1880, a clubhouse for the Riverton Yacht Club was built on the pier, with one room on the ground floor set aside to serve as a passenger waiting room. And the central opening through the building was required to allow horse and wagon access to the steamboats for farmers and merchants. The pier was extremely popular and became the subject of many paintings, photos, and postcards throughout the years. Today, the steamboats have long since disappeared. The pier and clubhouse remain iconic, widely recognized structures, priceless survivors of that lost age. This link to our not-so-distant past still serves as the backdrop for countless wedding photos and local 4th of July activities. Simply put, this pier is a landmark to every town's historic relationship with the Delaware River and the steamboats that supported local commerce more than a century ago. So, why would we let it crumble into the river? Well, that almost happened. For many years, the pier and clubhouse were maintained by members of the Riverton Yacht Club. However, the facility is constantly buffeted by waves, 6-foot tides, swirling currents, and, in the winter, significant ice flows. It's only a matter of time before we lose this historic link without preservation. The Riverton Steamboat Landing Foundation is a nonprofit organization created to fund, maintain, and, when desperately needed, rebuild the pier. Through its efforts, a $1 million historic preservation grant was obtained from the Federal Department of Transportation to refurbish the pier structure in 1999. Additional substantial grants from the William B. Dietrich Foundation and smaller donations from many generous individuals also helped make possible the repair of the pier and restoration of the 1880 clubhouse. There's a lesson to be learned. Maintenance of the pier and clubhouse requires significant resources, and there's no guarantee that the generous donors of the past can be counted on to provide the same level of support in the future. The Riverton Steamboat Landing Foundation has embarked on a mission, and we want you to join us. Let's create an endowment to be used for the long-term maintenance and preservation of this local historical landmark, to ensure its survival for future generations to learn from and enjoy. People in the past recognized its worth and stepped up to preserve the landing. Now, it's our turn. Join us in protecting this iconic piece of history for the next 150 years at rivertonsteamboatlanding.org.